Example 3, Sea and Waves Meditation. 1. Everything and I are one. In example 1, let us meditate on the fact that everything and I are one. Next, let's imagine the cool sea. In the sea, countless waves appear and disappear. The waves each have different shapes, sizes, and properties. It has countless shapes and properties, including calm waves, violent waves, fast waves, slow waves, ordinary waves, special waves, small waves, and large waves. What would happen if these countless waves each insisted on being right? What if we acted with the belief that each wave would forever have its current shape, size, and properties? The sea will lose its shape and not function properly, falling into chaos. But all those waves are one with the sea from the beginning. No matter how different the waves appear to be, they are actually one ocean from the beginning. Everything in the world is composed of this same principle. That is, everything and I are one. 2. Everything is related and constantly changing. Ocean waves have an infinite number of shapes, sizes, and properties, including calm waves, violent waves, slow waves, fast waves, ordinary waves, unusual waves, small waves, and large waves. However, all these waves are closely related to each other because the sea has been divided, mixed, and changed countless times. The waves are closely related to each other, exchanging everything and turning into diverse and unique waves. And even though they may look different now, they are still one. In fact, it goes back to one ocean again. 3. Continuously change through self-selection. Waves have different shapes, sizes, and properties. Here, the waves change as the sea divides and mixes itself. The sea itself selected and created countless waves, of different shapes, sizes, and properties. Those waves have been one with the sea from the beginning until now. And each wave also changes through its own choices. 4. We are just different for a moment. Waves have an infinite number of shapes, sizes, and properties, including calm waves, violent waves, slow waves, fast waves, ordinary waves, unusual waves, small waves, and big waves. All of these countless waves from one ocean have different appearances. But from the ocean's perspective, right now, at this moment, it's just a different wave for a moment. As it is now, every wave is just one ocean. Therefore, you don't have to be too obsessed with the differences between calm waves, rough waves, and special waves. All you have to do is watch and realize that it just looks different for a moment from your perspective. There is no need to try to make other things the same. We must be willing to acknowledge that each wave is different. This is because everything exists and is faithful to its role. 5. Everything is perfect. Looking at waves of different shapes and sizes from the perspective of a particular wave appears incomplete. However, the waves originally came out because the sea changed. And the sea came about because the first cause changed. The first cause is perfect. Therefore, the sea is perfect and the waves it changes into are also perfect. The reason it seems temporarily incomplete now is because we are looking at it from the perspective of a specific wave. From the perspective of the first cause, nothing, not just the sea and waves, is imperfect. Just because something appears imperfect from a certain biased perspective doesn't mean it's really imperfect. Whether I see it perfectly or imperfectly, good or bad, everything is perfect. 6. It's all the same as it looks now. All waves come from one ocean, and it changes into nearly infinite shapes, sizes, and properties. From the perspective of individual waves, there seem to be countless waves. However, from the perspective of the first cause, it is just an ocean as it appears now. This is because waves are influenced by each environment and experience. So it is not easy to have the same perspective as the first cause. The truth is not visible when viewed from a limited perspective or prejudice. It is difficult to see the sea properly from the perspective of individual waves. If you develop the ability to see all waves as they really are, one day they will appear as one ocean. Since each wave and the sea are originally one, we must be able to see the entire picture of them dividing, coming together, and changing. In this way, everything seems to exist individually, faithful to its role. But it is one as a whole. 7. I like it and you too. Waves are classified into shallow water waves, transit waves, and deep-sea waves, based on wavelength and water depth, and are also classified into wind waves, shoals, and coastal breaking waves depending on the area of occurrence. Based on the restoring force, it is classified into scientific terms that are not easy for the general public, such as surface tension wave, gravity wave, inertial gravity wave, and Kelvin wave. Throughout the long history of humans, waves have been called by many names. The waves were all separated from one ocean. So, although the waves appear to be countless, they are one sea as you see them. So how should waves relate to other waves? The answer is to be good for the individual waves themselves, and maintain a good relationship with other waves as well as the sea. Because the waves and the sea were one from the beginning and are still one. The other waves are my alter egos. So there is no reason to hate and fight with each other. We must understand and love each other with the waves, which are my alter egos. Each of which is doing its job well. 8. Today is good and tomorrow is also good. All the waves seem to be countless, but as you see them, they are just one ocean. Therefore, when you say, decide, or implement something, if today is good, but tomorrow seems bad, you need to find another way. We need to think about whether it will be good not only today, but also tomorrow and the distant future. Every wave is one with me and is an alter ego of the sea. Therefore, we must say and do wisely that will bring good results now and in the future. 9. Don't do to others what you don't like. If I think, say, or do something, I will definitely get something in return. If a wave named me does anything to another wave, it is ultimately done to me, so it has no choice but to come back to me. Even if I am not affected right away, other waves or the ocean will be affected. And one day it will affect me too. Therefore, there is no need to do something I don't like to another person, who is just like me. Therefore, you should treat the other waves or the sea as if they are the same as you. Then I will receive the same treatment. 10. Let's be satisfied with our work here and now. The countless waves and the sea are one. So, what should individual waves do and how should they exist? In the end, each wave just needs to exist naturally as an individual wave. In other words, you just have to do what you can with your current shape, size, and nature. Among the things the waves can do, you can choose to do something that feels good and comfortable for you. Whatever you choose to do, just be satisfied with what you do. The first cause is perfect. And his alter egos, the sea and waves, are also perfect. Therefore, whatever each individual wave does, it is a manifestation of the perfection of the sea and the first cause. 11. Let's understand and love what we see. When we look at other waves and the ocean from the perspective of individual waves, what do we see and hear? Does it look and sound right or wrong? Good or bad? No matter how it looks or sounds, it is all the work of the alter ego of the first cause. From the perspective of individual waves, right and wrong, good and bad are clearly distinguished. However, from the perspective of the first cause, each wave and the sea are right. Therefore, even if we cannot understand and love from the perspective of individual waves, we can understand and love it as it is from the perspective of the first cause. 12. Don't be obsessed even if it is the truth. Even among the sea and waves, there may be something that is considered truth. But if you think about it again, that truth also has a loophole somewhere. Truth is just a name or another expression for truth. This is because any truth that each wave speaks is not the truth itself. What each individual wave calls truth is, like the waves and the sea, a first cause that has been divided and changed. There is only one true truth, the first cause. The rest are just fragments of the truth or shadows of the truth. There is no need to cling to a fragment or shadow of the truth, and insist that it is the truth. 13. Everything exists while forgetting its original self. So be silent and listen. All waves exist with a shape and ability, appropriate for their role in their own experience and environment. This is how an ever-changing sea is created. All waves become immersed in their current role, forgetting that they were originally one with the sea. Therefore, let's mature and organize our thoughts by being silent, rather than speaking to waves that do not even know who they are. And let's see, listen, and think deeply about the precious messages of the waves. All waves speak in their own way. Since they are all alter egos of the sea, they end up sharing all information. You may not know temporarily, but you will find out one day. If you listen to the voices of other waves, one day, you will hear the voice of the sea. I become aware of the original memories and images that I lost while being immersed in my current role. 14:1 Speak carefully when necessary. If I am a wave, my opponents are all one with me, whether they are big waves or small waves. Therefore, every thought, word, and action toward the other person affects me. Therefore, thoughts, words, and actions must be done when absolutely necessary. This is because there is no need to indiscriminately say or do unnecessary things to yourself. Even if a word or action is absolutely necessary, it should be done carefully, like a calm and gentle wave. It would be difficult if the calm waves became rough and turbulent, due to my careless words or actions. 14-2 Respect others and treat them kindly. Everything and I are one. Therefore, I as well as the relative waves, and the sea come from the first cause. Of course, the other wave and I are one. How would I treat myself if I met myself in an unknown place and time? Whenever and wherever I meet, I will of course treat you with respect. Therefore, respect is a word that we must cherish at every moment of our lives. And if you respect the other waves, you will naturally treat them gently. In other words, you will treat the other wave as warmly and gently as you treat yourself. 14-3 Empathy and recognition. Even when other waves are angry or sad, I often don't know why. However, when I get angry or sad about something, I know why. No matter what the other wave is angry or sad about right now. That is what my alter ego is doing. The other waves are one with me. Therefore, if I were in the same situation, let's think that I would be equally angry and sad. Even if I don't know the reason, I can't help but sympathize. Because I know there is a story. On the other hand, whether I did something well or not, I know the process and result well. So, no matter what other waves say, I admit that what I did was inevitable. Now, even if the opposing wave achieves good results or fails, it is my alter ego's work. There are many times when you don't understand what the other wave is doing, or what their opinions are. But the other waves are also one with me. Therefore, let's think of it as something I did in my opinion, not the other person's. I have no choice but to admit it, because I know very well that there must have been a special story. Then I understand what all waves are doing, not just the opposing waves. 14-4 Positivity and consideration. Relative waves can be viewed positively or negatively. However, all waves in the world instinctively consider positive things more desirable. Everything is one with me. Therefore, it is comfortable to think and act positively toward the other wave. If you look at the world positively, you can live an exciting and enjoyable life every day. Also, let's be considerate of others, no matter how small, and live with a smile. 15. If you think, speak, and act, it will come true. As one of the waves, I am one with the other waves and the sea. If the first cause thinks, speaks, and acts, it will happen 100%. I, the wave, am the alter ego of the first cause. I now exist as a result of infinite possibilities. Meanwhile, the wants of numerous waves are all different. What other waves want and what I want are often not the same. Therefore, no matter what I think, say, or do, things don't come true 100%. Still, as long as I don't give up on what I think, say, and do, there is a greater chance that it will come true someday. It just won't happen right away because efforts are lacking, or there are doubts about its realization. If I desperately want it, it will happen right now. But if you think about it from another perspective, there is nothing that I, as a wave, desperately want. Everything has already been done, so what do you want again? Life as a wave was also my choice. Therefore, all you have to do is enjoy and feel the role and situation as a wave. Therefore, there is nothing special to want. As a wave, I can choose what to do at the time and do it. 16. Small thoughts, words, and actions have consequences. If I get angry at another wave, not only the other wave but also all the waves around me can feel bad. However, if you show a small act of kindness and make the other person feel good, everyone will feel better too. Like this, no matter how small my thoughts, words, and actions are, they have big and small consequences. My thoughts, words, and actions are now heading toward a different wave. But the other wave is one with me. Therefore, the results will come back to me someday. This is a very natural result in a world where the sea, all the waves, and I are one. 17-1 Don't compare and don't criticize. One of the waves, I was at first completely one with the sea. At that time, everything large and small was united. So it was not distinguished separately. There was no problem because everything was one. As the sea, which was one, was divided into numerous waves, a mind of comparison naturally arose. It is all too natural to compare yourself to other waves in terms of individual waves that have been divided and mixed up in one sea. Meanwhile, the criteria for good and bad and right and wrong are different for each wave. He begins to criticize other waves because they are different from him. These criticisms sometimes turn into accusations. The calm and gentle waves turn into wind and tidal waves and become rough. Then, there are big problems such as mass production of another pain. However, from the perspective of the sea, all waves and seas are inherently one, so these things are so natural. From the perspective of the sea, all subjects and objects that are compared are only one. 17-2 Don't speak definitively, but let's discuss with an understanding mind. There are times when I speak definitively due to incorrect beliefs and knowledge that arose from my short experience as one of the waves. But if you think about it again, is there anything that can be said definitively in this ever-changing sea? The sea and waves are both the process and result of change. And it continues to change even now. Therefore, we should not commit the foolishness of making hasty conclusions about anything. On the other hand, when discussing, each person has a different point of view. So each person may make different claims. I didn't think my argument was wrong, but as a result, there are many cases where I am wrong. Even though you believed the other wave was wrong, it sometimes turns out that the other wave is right. Even if the opposing wave was really wrong, there must have been a reason for claiming that. Therefore, it is difficult to only think about my own position and make my claims excessively. You must acknowledge that the other wave knows as much as you do, and distinguish between when to step forward and when to retreat. Even if you know less than me, it is the wave's choice, so you must help it follow the wave's path. 17-3 Beware of words that affect negatively. I have my own values and worldview, and constantly comparing many things that are seen and heard. These comparisons sometimes lead to negative thoughts or words. There is no end to gossip or alienation related to other waves. Excessive jokes, pessimism, envy, and jealousy. Of course, taking negative elements in moderation without harming other waves can be a vitality in life. But in a world where the sea and I are one, everything, of course, comes at a cost. Therefore, it is better to avoid negative words or gossip as much as possible. 17-4 Don't try to teach, be careful when talking about me. As you talk to the other wave, you will soon find yourself teaching the other wave. But the other wave may know more than me. Since the waves are originally the sea's alter ego, they may know a lot of information. And even if you don't know it now, you will someday. And is there a need to teach my methods to waves that play various roles? Even if you don't know my method, there is no problem in doing your role. Not everyone has to exist my way. Only when there are various waves that exist in various ways does the ocean become complete. On the other hand, during conversations, there are times when I share my story without thinking. Especially my boasts, experiences, and information. Talking about yourself can bore the other person or arouse negative emotions, such as jealousy or jealousy. Sometimes the story goes around and ends up tormenting me, and giving me a hard time. Therefore, you must speak and act carefully, to avoid creating wrong results by teaching the other party or over-talking. 18. Let's laugh, have fun and live in harmony. Now, this moment only happens once. And these moments come together to become the life of the waves, and the history of the sea. Therefore, at this moment, we must laugh, enjoy, and live together. The idea of only preparing for the future now, and enjoying love and joy somewhere else in the distant future can be dangerous. That future may never come. Therefore, we must live with the mindset that it is only here, at this moment. Therefore, as one of the waves, we must speak and act appropriately now, and enjoy it appropriately before it is too late. Of course, this does not mean that we should not prepare for the future. The idea is to think about balance and harmony in our present and future lives. That is the way to live faithfully to my role. I, one of the waves, am one with the sea and I love myself. As a wave divided from the sea, how could I not live in harmony? Laughing and having fun with all the other waves? Thank you very much for watching this video.